Another witness have come forward in the Karmelo Anthony's case. Let's talk about it. There has been another witness that have come forward and stated that she too saw the video at Frisco ISD prior to the district attorney's office getting the video. The video that she saw was clear and showed that there was a scuffle prior to Karmelo Anthony running off. I want to give a shout out to No Captivity with Freezy on YouTube. He did an interview with a young lady by the name of Daisy. It is a long video, however, she is giving a thorough account of what took place from the time she arrived at Frisco ISD to the end of the video. Take a look at this clip.
At the Frisco ISD administration building was the location that I arrived at. There's a little ring doorbell essentially outside. I had to show my driver's license, tell them why I was there. I went inside, presented my driver's license to the front desk lady, and she scanned my driver's license, printed me out a sticker badge, same photo as your identification. I put that on my chest and I waited for the assistant to come and get me. Once she came and got me, we went behind some double doors, and then I had turned right and stood outside of an elevator, waited for that elevator to get us. We went up to the 4th floor, walked down a hallway into an office room, which had a conference room attached to it. And so Freezy, inside of that conference room, a normal conference room set up, a big desk with a bunch of chairs. There was one TV up on the wall, and the administrator had a piece of paper laid out with some pens, and that is where I had to sign saying I will not record audio or video of what I was about to see on the pre-recorded video on the wall. I had already been, warned, hey, don't go in with any kind of, keys or phone or anything like that. So I left everything in my car, all of my personal belongings, just to ensure that I didn't break any rules or wasn't, breaking code. So from there, she even asked, hey, do you have anything? And I said, no, ma'am, left everything in my car.
Was there anybody else in line to see the video when you went?
Great question. Not with me. I went up alone at this point in time. So I was in the round of first people who was able to go alone by themselves. So it was myself and the administrator from Frisco ISD.
Okay. Go ahead.
So from there, we walked up to the front of the room, and she pointed at the television, and she proceeded to instruct me, you can see the video 2 minutes prior to the incident or 11 minutes prior. She said everybody was watching it at the 2 minutes mark before, and I said, no, I would like to see as far back as I could. So remind everyone, the incident had happened around 9:54 Central Standard Time on April 2nd, 2025. So 11 minutes prior to that would be 9:43 Central Standard Time. So that is the time that I had chose to start the video. So I want to make sure that that's clear. I think a few people get confused there. So I started it there. She also proceeded to tell me, hey, this is the timestamp. The timestamp is going to be at the bottom right. There's also another kind of rolling timestamp as well, but that actual time was at the bottom right. In the top left of the corner, you could see the canopy, which was the memorial canopy. And I want to remind everybody, it was half cut off. So we were viewing from the home stadium off onto the away side. And so that half of the canopy was cut off. We couldn't see anything from that left. So we could only see half to the right of the field. So I was able to familiarize myself, remind you I had 11 minutes prior to the incident. And I knew from the interviews of what Hunter had did that they were coming from the middle school. So prior to entering, I also looked, before I even got there the day before, I looked at Google Maps, right? What does the stadium look like? Where is the middle school? Where is the athletic building? Just so I could kind of know where they would be coming from. So around 9:49 at that timestamp in the morning, I had looked to my far right of the corner, and what I believed was the 4 boys walking in, going off of Hunter's, testament of my myself, my brother, and a couple of friends were walking from the middle school. So I saw them walk in. They arrived up on the bleachers, and I want to remind everyone the bleachers are, they're metal bleachers, and then as you walk up into it, it's a metal walking path. So they, in my opinion, as I like to always put it, they were walking with a purpose. They were not walking nonchalantly to go sit down at a track meet. Did you have a question, Freezy, or do you want me to continue?
So when you seen how many boys was it?
Yes, I identified 4 boys walking up into the group of the canopy.
Okay. And you said they weren't walking in a nonchalant manner. You said they were walking briskly. And I think you said something, it was almost like predator versus prey was your direct quote, right?
I did. I did, Freezy. So my exact quote was the walking with intent, as if it was almost predator versus prey. And the rest of my story will kind of attest to the reasons why and everything. And I want to remind everybody, it was raining. I could see raindrops. The video was crystal clear. I've always said it was 4K, if not 5K at best. So the video I had seen, imagine it's like an NFL football game, just it's on a smaller screen.
So let's put a pin in that right there. I have a video I'm going to play after you give your account, and later on in my show, where there's a reporter that works for Court TV. I think his name is Cody, something, black guy. He actually said he's seen the video in court, and he said that you couldn't see any raindrops, and the people, you could barely make out the people. They were very blurry. He said you couldn't see any rain or anything. So he said, if anybody said they seen raindrops or, no, that's not true. You couldn't see any raindrops. You're telling us that you could, the video was that clear where you could see droplings and raindrops and all that kind of stuff. That's what you're telling this audience.
Yes. So when I started the video at the 11 minutes before, so at that 9:43 mark, it was a heavy drizzle, is like I like to put it. It wasn't like a downpour. It does get into a downpour later, but it was a constant drizzle. You could see people popping their umbrellas up, taking them down. I could see people in ponchos. I saw puddles on the track as well. So it was very visible that it was raining, and it wasn't, a bright sunny day either. And I also will say, when people say you can't see faces, no, when we all put in our request, we understood that the video needed to be redacted. And redacted means if it is a video, you cannot see the minors' faces. So they did not blur it out, but it is, far enough to where you cannot physically identify somebody. The only identifiers that we have is going off of who we know was involved in the incident. And, the video shows you kind of
right.
Basically
so
that. So
basically all of the other students under the tent, they kind of wanted to protect those students, right?
Yes, that is
Okay.
exactly correct.
Okay. Go ahead. You carry on, sis.
Okay. So
where we left off was the four boys was walking briskly as if it was predator versus prey towards, go ahead.
Yes. So as they were walking up on the bleachers, they walked up the steps and they did not sit down. It instantly went from a verbal to a physical altercation very quickly, and you could tell. The reason why I say they did not sit down is because anybody can tell elevation. You can tell from, I'm watching them walk up, I'm seeing that they're standing, and if they were to sit, I can tell that that head had moved down. I was not able to see anything from those 4 boys. They had surrounded him, and you could see arm movements, as if someone might have been pointing like, hey, get out of here. You could also see, what I like to say is the jumping, the punching, pushing, grabbing, shoving. And in my definition is jumping could be where one person is touching you, multiple people are touching you, you're in a group surrounded by one person touching you. That is how I define it, because you could never know who's going to jump in at the same time. So from there, you could see Karmelo pop up and out of the tent.
Okay, wait,
I believe that.
repeat that because we just got a super chat. It was a sound effect. You said from that
Okay.
point, before you go there, I noticed you said they was punching the individual. I noticed you
I
used jumped. What did you mean by
Correct.
that?
So that's the terminology that I use. And I can repeat it for everybody, is jumping, and this is my definition, right? I could be completely incorrect, but whereas one individual is facing one person with other people surrounding them, so that one individual of a group could be touching them, or multiple people in that group could be touching that one said individual, right? So if it is one person touching him at the time, you don't know if those other individuals could potentially jump in, right? There's the key term of jump.
So in the video that they showed in court, a couple of people told me, because they attended the actual trial inside the courtroom. They said the video that the courtroom showed them, it only showed one person walking up towards Karmelo, just one, not four.
The video I saw had 4.
No captivity.
Be my guest, sis. Go ahead, sis.
Okay. So from there, you could see arm movements. Again, it's clear, and you could see kind of like elbows moving back and forth. And as I had said, you had noticed a head pop up and back. This is where I'm assuming it is Karmelo because of the next moves that happened next. Once he was pulled back into the canopy, he immediately scattered back up those bleacher steps. And it was about 3 to 4 bleacher steps. He paused, looked to his left, to look to his right, and he took to his left, which would have been my right, staring at him, running down those steps. As he reaches the bottom of those metal bleachers, he trips and falls. He picks back up and starts running back off to my right. At that time, I had noticed 3 individuals chasing after him. And I want to remind you that no one had moved from the canopy outside of these 4 individuals, Karmelo and the 3 chasing him. From there, I took my eyes directly back over to the bleacher steps, and I see Austin reaching the last couple of steps. And that is where he is holding his chest, and he collapses to the ground. He falls to his right, which would have been my left. From there, I cannot confirm or deny if Hunter did come up or not. I never saw anybody from my right side come back over to that way. I did see somebody in a blue hoodie. I'm assuming it was a teacher, coach, athletic trainer, just due to the build of the body, right? And then from there, minutes had passed, and officers have arrived and ambulances. So I don't have to go into much more detail after that.
Miss Daisy, one thing you said that I noticed, that every other person that's seen the video that has been on my show said that they noticed Karmelo back up a little bit as if he was trying to remove himself or get away, but he got pulled back in. I noticed you said that too. Are you saying that from your account, when you watched the video, it did seem as though Karmelo was trying to remove himself before he got pulled back in?
That is correct, from what I had seen on the video. And kind of like I said, he could have either been escaping, or it could have been a push, a punch, a shove, a grab that had knocked him back at the same time as he was trying to flee. I mean, it was so much movement that happened so quickly. And all I can see is the backs of these individuals. And I've always said, it was calm before they walked up. He was sitting there minding his own business. There was not an issue, and you could tell until those individuals walked up.
Here we have another witness that have come forward and stated she saw the video at Frisco ISD. The video was not blurry. The video was very much clear, and the video showed the whole incident. So now, what do you think about the video that was shown to the jurors? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know how you feel with this new witness coming forward. And don't forget to like, share, and follow me for more. controversial topics.